Hello, hello, and welcome to another edition of Pack with Me. And so today is actually a bit of a continuation from my previous video around support. But before I dive into that, I wanted to share what I'm packing today, which is the Mila set, which is our lighter tone of glassware. And we are packing a 6 set for someone that will be shipping out shortly. Support is a privilege. We don't all get that privilege to have the same kind of support, the same level of support or depth, that someone else might have. I wanted to share a story about someone who became a friend of mine. I met her as a caregiver in my daughter's class, and she's a little bit older than me, but we were diagnosed about 6 months behind each other. For all intents and purposes, we have the same exact thing going on with our bodies. We both were diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. We both had to go through a course of treatment that included chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery, although not in the same order. And we ended up bonding because so much of what she was going through, I was kind of going through the tail end of a lot of those different moments. So we were able to talk through, our shared experiences and how that was going for the both of us. That's where the similarities really ended for us. This woman did not have insurance. She was an hourly employee, meaning she only gets paid for the hours she works. She does not have a permanent residence, and she communicated to me that she does not have what I would classify as a consistent support network within her, family and friends network. So going into this journey, she already knew that there was going to be a lot that would be, I guess you could say, different from the shared experience that I was telling her about versus what she was going through. I think it's a terrible decision or a terrible predicament to be put in, regardless of what's going on health wise. But I think the fact that she was going through a major treatment kind of exacerbated that and just made it that much more stressful for her to go through. And just the level of insecurity that she had around things that many take for granted, definitely is not the type of mindset that's healthy to be in, period. But when you have breast cancer, or any kind of condition, it's really important to try and keep as positive a mindset as possible. Thankfully, the community around her that is extension of, the space where my daughter was, definitely rallied around her. We supported her as much as we could. The story ends very well. I'm happy to share that she is in her last week of radiation, so she's going to be, this will all be, a dark chapter in her past, and it'll be behind her, and she can move on to getting back to the life she chooses to lead. It really makes me think about how support might not be what you expect it to look like. I think the notion of being open to support where it's available is was an unexpected gift that I wasn't really prepared to receive. But in my time during my journey, I found support in a lot of different spaces, and I know that we were in turn able to give this woman support in a way that she wasn't expecting either, but it helped her. Did it solve all her problems? No. Did it help her sleep at night and lighten the load a little bit? I hope the answer to that is yes. Sometimes it's really hard to ask for support from someone who's been there. Sometimes it's easy to just kind of go into yourself and not really think through, um, you know, voicing that to someone, in your immediate network or whatever the case might be. So even the act of just asking somebody, hey, is there anything I can do for you? What do you need? I think that can go a long way. And even if what they need is something you can't provide, maybe there's a solution that you can provide in lieu of that. So I put together a list of different ways that we can collectively support each other. I would love to add to that list, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on what else you think is out there that I might be missing. And, here's to us being a really supportive community for each other, not only for what we're able to give, but also what we're able to receive.